So I usually get anxious with making a video when I have high expectations for it, and that definitely happened with this video because I was overwhelmed at just starting the whole process of it. So let's just start with the story of this trip. So on June 10th, 2021, I get a call.
Tu?
Alô, Maia, tudo bem? Olha, é a Joana do Peanut. Estou-te a ligar porque quero-te fazer um convite muito especial. Daqui a um mês vou para o Chipre, num projeto de Erasmus, e a ideia desta associação é levar 4 jovens empreendedores num projeto durante uma semana de formação, faltando de uma pessoa, e eu pensei logo, pronto, é a Maia. Então, olha, não sei se já estás a perceber a conversa, mas pronto, a ideia é mesmo ser um dos participantes. Quero-te enviar as informações também, mas queria muito que fosses tu.
Ok. Sim, claro. Então eu vou ver os stories e depois digo alguma coisa. Ok.
Boa, perfeito. Beijinho, obrigada.
And after this call, I was hectic. I sent them my CV and application letter. I was super excited. I did feel like having a whole week paid in a different country was too good to be truth. So part of me was not expecting anything, but also another part of me was very confident that I would get the place and that I would just go. So it was a weird mixed feelings. After sending all of my material, I waited, and a week after, I received an email. So the email said that I hadn't gotten the place. If you're watching this video, it's obviously because I ended up going. Basically, 10 days later, I was in my grandma's couch studying for my Portuguese final exam, and I get a call from an unknown number. And it was the girl of the organization. She told me that the girl who had been selected couldn't go because she had a lot of work. So there was, again, an empty space, and I could get the space if I was still interested. So I said yes, and we talked about the details and everything, and I literally started crying when I hung up the call, and I don't want to be dramatic, but it was just, first of all, I was stressed with my exam and with work, and second of all, they really caught me off guard because I really wasn't expecting to go, and it felt like the world was compensating me for all of this work, and it felt really good. And my grandma thought I was crying because something happened, and I had to explain to her that because of the internet, I was gaining a free trip to Cyprus, and she was scared that I would get kidnapped. So the trip. On the 24th of July of 2021, I woke up at 4 a.m. to go to the airport to catch my flight. The Portuguese group was made of 4 people, Joanna, Diogo, and Marta. I don't think I had ever spoken to Joanna, at least actually spoken. We had a friend in common, Carolina, shout out to you, and I knew that she had her own project on Instagram called Peanuts. And Diogo, he actually went to the same high school as me, but I'd never talked to him, and Marta, I had never heard of her before in my entire life. Now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like since the first flight we catch together, which was 1 hour after meeting each other, we were getting along. This is gonna sound so cliche, but we were getting along like if we had known each other for a whole life. I literally can only remember us being as close then as we are now. So going to Cyprus, we had to catch 3 flights: Faro Lisbon, Lisbon Barcelona, and Barcelona Larnaca. Arrived to Barcelona, we had 4 hours before our flight, and I told myself I would be brave enough to go and reach out to people in the airport to film what people are wearing in airports. Such a great idea, I'm so proud of it. And then after 12 hours of traveling, we finally got to Cyprus. We did another PCR COVID test, and then we started looking for someone of the project in the airport. No. Thank you. Maju! Eu sinto que eu sei inventar cá dentro. Não. Sim, micro. And Maya. Yeah. Hi! I remember when I first saw Marta and when I first saw, those members that were in the airport. I remember just them being strangers to me. And it's weird because like in 6 days we became so close. So from the airport to the hostel, we had a 2-hour bus. And then we got to the hostel and everyone else was there expecting us. And we had dinner and then me and Joanna just spent the night working in the lobby of the hostel until they kicked us out because me and Joanna work full-time. Freelance / from home, so we couldn't take vacations or time off. We had to work still, so at least we had each other. So next morning it was time to start the actual program. We had activities from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. So our activities were fun, and I realized from the first day that the activities Costas would put us in were teaching us a lot more behind the obvious. Sometimes I would only find an activity's purpose when I finished it, and that caused big realizations, the aha moment as Costas would call it.
Costas, carrots, cars, Nina, lots of things, Fabrizio, wine, Nico, nature.
We will try this cipher. Take 1, 2, 3.
Costas is saying people
That's okay. Yeah. Approve. Yeah.
Whenever we were getting tired, we would do energizers, which would be something to wake us up like you're seeing right now. And in terms of business, we just did so much. We did SWOT analysis, learned about management, discussed entrepreneurial and communication skills. We learned how to develop a business plan. We learned about persistence, creativity, teamwork, problem solving, networking, compensated by the sustainable acts they have. And we also learned a lot about emotional intelligence and confidence. Those skills that aren't really talked about. So there was this game, probably in like the 4th or 5th afternoon we were there. It was a cards game, and each card had a question, and it was a very personal, deep question. And I feel like in that moment, it was another like aha moment for me, as Costas would call it, because I realized how we were there for a purpose, but we were getting so much more out of it. I saw that everyone was truly trying to give the best answer through their question. There were people crying, telling their answers, and it was not in a bad or cheesy way. We were just connecting so much and going into real life things, When I got to Portugal and people would ask me how the trip went, everyone can confirm that the first thing I would say is that everyone was just so nice, so pure. Like, we all agreed in the end of the trip that this trip had given us something, which was hope and humanity, which just seems crazy, but we were 25. Everyone had different interests, everyone was studying different things, had different personalities, and 25 people, there was not one single soul that I could say was mean, was bad.
Mãe, eu acho que você vai dar um saco.
So, talking about activities, there was actually a day where the group was divided into 2, and we did a sort of Shark Tank exercise where one team were the buyers / investors, and the other team each one had 20 minutes to come up and make a product from what we had in the hostel. Everyone was so creative, and we cracked laughing at everyone's presentation, so I'll just leave a little piece here for you to watch.
We are co-founders of Breeze Casino Sharks. What we are selling is 2 products. The first one is an odd game. So for €5, you can buy one of these cards.
I'm shy. I want to ask somebody to make a picture of me, but I'm shy. But if you don't have something that helps me. Yeah. Oh, thank you very much. How much?
Just €5.
Number 2, we've got the package. The package represents what we are doing here, our contribution. So now, please go sit and meditate for 2 minutes, and whoever opens their eyes before our instructions loses, and their seeds will die. Jacob, you lost. And then Wednesday came, and on Wednesday we had a free afternoon, so me and 5 other people decided to take a taxi to see Cacopetria, which was a typical village 30 minutes away, and we also visited the Caledonia waterfalls. It was nice hanging out with everyone, not everyone, but these 5 people. out of the activities context. We got to know each other a lot better and laugh.
Cool.
Hello! Hello, we are in Cyprus. Today is a hot day. We arrived in Kakopetria. Now we explore the village and see you in downstairs.
Bye!
And the last night, Costas made us put a sheet of paper on our back and everyone could write compliments and things they appreciated about each other there. And it was really nice, not just being able to tell and say to everyone everything we wanted to say in a written form, which was really special, but also being able to validate that I had contributed in a positive way to all of this experience. It was a confidence boost, but also really good just being able to not let all of these people go away to their countries without telling them what I had thought about them, what they had made me learn, what I appreciated about them and everything.
No one I love guys.
Actually say what I feel because it's a blend of so many stuff, but I just want to say thank you for your great contributions and I keep you with me forever. I hope you guys enjoyed and we should stay in touch and let's enjoy the rest of the day.
I have a question, like if we didn't like so much the program, is there a refund or something we can?
No.
I realized that this team has potential. Oh, honestly, after the who am I, and that's why in some moments of this training you feel that I have pressure on you. It's because I believe that you can. I believe that you can get more.
So then it was time for our last night. We did a kebab barbecue all together, and then we were dancing, and me and Joanna turned the restaurant room of the hotel into a dance floor. And then it was midnight and we couldn't make noise anymore, so we went into a bar and we turned it into a karaoke bar because we started doing karaoke.
Fly me to the moon. We want Spice Girls.
Maya, let's go.
Really?
Yeah.
Also, I feel like it was extra special for me because since March 2020, you know, I've barely hanging out with friends without masks out of school. And when I decided to take this risk of going to Cyprus, because even though we did a bunch of COVID tests and we had a bunch of measurements, obviously like you're still taking a risk because there's always a small chance that you can get COVID. And when I decided to take this chance and I was able to just be with people around again after like 1.5 years of not socializing properly with people my age, because I was back with people after 1.5 years without all of that big fear of just dying from a virus. Anyways, next day it was time to say goodbye. We got on a bus at 6 a.m. and left some of the people in the airport because their flight was early, and then because the Portuguese people only had their flight at 10 p.m., we were exploring the city the whole day. It was so hot in Larnaca, I kid you freaking not. We were with our huge ass backpacks, they were so heavy. Every 5 to 8 minutes we had to take a pause and either drink something or go to a store and pretend we wanted something just to get the air conditioning because we were dying there. But yeah, we visited a bunch of thrift shops, made huge deals. Then after that, we got a taxi to the bus station, and the taxi looked like a limousine. And then that bus station was the bus station we were going to catch the bus to go to the beach that we wanted to go. But that bus station was inside another beach. So we had 20 minutes before the bus, and we went and took a dive in the ocean, and then we lost our bus for literally like 30 seconds. And the next bus was 2 hours later, so then we just explored that part of the city, had lunch, and then we got to the beach, and this happened. We just catched one bus, 1 hour to come to the beach. We left on the wrong stop, so the beach was horrible. Then we took another bus to the marina because we thought the marina was the best beach, and turns out the marina is just a marina, which means it doesn't have a beach. Now we're gonna walk back to the other beach. Yay! We found the beach! Woo! What have you learned from this experience, girls?
That Faro and Algarve beaches are the best.
And you, Gina?
That nothing ever goes according to plan.
Yeah, I feel like we probably did something wrong. I'm sure Cyprus has beautiful beaches, but the ones we ended up with, we searched them on Google, and the photos did not correspond to reality. And then we spent the afternoon at the beach. We took a little kind of a shower at the beach, and we went straight to the airport and in a Bolt, which is like kind of an Uber. You know, when you get an Uber, you know how much you're gonna pay, but we were paying cash. And when we got to the airport, the Uber said it was like, the Uber app said it was $50, but the guy pretended like he didn't speak English, and he charged us $70 because instead of driving us as an Uber, he drove us as a taxi, and the taxi thing said $70. So we were being fooled by this old guy, and it was very frustrating. Anyways, we got to Manchester. We were so tired. And we were ready to board Manchester, and that's when the whole story you probably heard happened. Let's get into the last story time of this trip. So as you can see, this was a very big learning experience in a lot of different senses, a lot of adventures, a lot of learning. Tell me down below any adventures that you've had while traveling. If you're one of the people that was with me in Cyprus, I miss you all, every single one of you, so much. So comment something down below so that I know you saw this video. And besides that, I hope you're having a great day. This was today's story, and I'll see you next Monday.